Today we're going to make potato salad. But not just one potato salad, we're going to make 3 different kinds. So the first thing we've got to do is juggle around the different things that we need. And 2 of the recipes call for hard-boiled eggs. So we're going to do them first. We'll get our water up to a boil. And there's also one that needs bacon. A half pound of bacon chopped up. So we'll get my water boiling, we'll get the eggs in, and while we're at it, we're going to cook the bacon. So let's get the eggs in first. So one recipe, mine, calls for 4 eggs. The other recipe calls for 8. So that's 10 altogether. It's quite a lot of eggs. You don't have to use them, and obviously I would probably use a little less. If I'm making my usual, it's probably 2 eggs I would put into about 2 to 3 pounds of potatoes. It's up to you. The bacon I already pre-cut because it's a lot easier to cut when it's still partially frozen. So I cut it up last night, put it back in the fridge, and waited until I needed to cook it. So I figured the bacon will be done about the same time as the eggs, hopefully. And sure enough, the eggs are ready. They've been cooking for 10 minutes, and so is the bacon. So we're going to let the eggs cook just a little longer. And we're going to take the bacon off the pan and into a plate just to let it cool so we can put it together later on. It should be cold by the time we get to it. It's going to be a little while yet until we assemble our potato salad. Well, the eggs are done, so we're going to take them off the stove and let them cool down for a while until we end up peeling them and chopping them. And now the fun part is we got to get our potatoes going. So I've got about, say, 6 pounds of potatoes, and I've peeled them and chopped them up bite size. You can make them bigger if you want. You can make them smaller if you want. It's all up to you, however you like your potato salad. So we threw them in a pot of boiling water with a little bit of salt, and that's for 2 of our potato salads. Now the third one has to go in the oven. So I preheated the oven to 375. Now, only because I've already done this, so I know how it ends up, I kind of wish I would have had it at about 4 or 4 1/4. Anyway, so we chopped up. We didn't have to peel those, which was fun. Now we got to get them on a cookie sheet. So you grab some parchment paper, and we're going to spread them out on this cookie sheet, just so they're all nice and even. And when we're done with that, we are going to brush them with oil. Now, the first thing to keep in mind is a pastry brush doesn't work so hot with little potatoes. They move all over the place. So at the end of the day, it's easier just to kind of drizzle it on and just try and make it as even as possible. Try to cover everything. I mean, if you can spray it on, that's even better, I guess. But just try to make sure all the potatoes are covered, because you want that oil to kind of give them that crispy texture when they're finally done. So into the oven we go, and we're going to continue on with our prep work. So I peeled all the hard-boiled eggs, and now we're just going to chop them up. I need 6 for the bacon potato salad, and I need 4 for my own. So we're just going to chop them up, a rough chop, throw them in containers until we need the eggs. Now from there, well, that's not the only thing we need to do. We also need celery. So for mine anyway, I don't think any of the other ones have it. So I grabbed some celery out of the fridge. It's pretty well the end of the stalk, so about 2 good stalks would work. I had to kind of go with little bits and pieces, so it was a lot more than that. But and you can chop it any way you want. I tend to chop them a little smaller than what you would normally do. It's just the way I've always done it. So this is about what I got, about what 2 stalks would do. Maybe 3. You want a little more and put more. You want a little less, put less. And then on to the onion, of course. Gotta have onions. Although the Kraft potato salad doesn't have onions, but that's all right. So you want about a half a medium onion half to 3/4 of a medium onion. I chopped them all up and I put them aside. Our potatoes are cooked. They only take 15-20 minutes on the stove because they're so small. So we drain them and rinse them in cold water. Now I'm going to try my best to put half into the bowl. Okay, it was close enough. So this is the Kraft version of basic potato salad. And I didn't have any Kraft products, but that was a 1/4 cup of mayo, a 1/4 cup of zesty Italian, and about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of minced garlic. That's all there is to it. It was like super simple, and I wasn't really sure that when I put it all together it would even taste any good. You know, surprisingly, there's not a lot there, but when I mixed it all up, yeah, it tasted all right. It was definitely a good potato salad. Real simple too. Not a whole lot of prep work involved outside of the potatoes. There was nothing to it. You could whip that up in less than a half an hour easily. Once the sauce is all incorporated, the only thing left to do is to put it in a serving bowl. And there we go. 1 down, 2 to go. So next up, we had to take the potatoes out of the oven and kind of turn them around. So this is about the halfway mark. They're not super brown at all at this point, but they do smell cooked. So that's a good thing. So we turned them all over. Now I'm going to mention, not only did I think that the temperature was a little low, because in order to even brown them up, it took well over an hour. The recipe I had said 45 minutes. There's no way 45 minutes was enough to brown them up. Back into the oven they go, and then it's on to my potato salad. This is a basic potato salad. There's the rest of the potatoes we cooked with some celery, the hard-boiled eggs, and the onions. So I mix all that first before I put any wet ingredients in, just so I know it's all mixed around. And it's really basic. So I put in about a half a cup of mayonnaise, followed of course by about a tablespoon of, well, that looks about right, a tablespoon of mustard. Got to have some mustard in there just for flavor, and kind of gives it a little color. Some pepper, salt if you want. I don't normally do it, and a little bit of dill. So I don't have fresh dill. I just had the stuff in the jar. Hey, it works. So that's done. Incorporate it all, and into the serving dish that one goes. And I think we'll put this in the fridge with the other one. And I think the potatoes are just about done. So we'll put this aside. We'll pull the potatoes out of the oven. They look fairly brown. We put them in a bowl. The bacon, the hard-boiled eggs, the onion, all goes in. I forgot to season it, so I put the seasoning salt and pepper in the bowl. You know, okay, next time I make it, I should make sure that I do it as soon as it comes out of the oven. But live and learn. All the dry stuff we're going to mix together so it's nice and incorporated before we put the mayo and everything in. And it doesn't take long to do. So the mayo we're going to put in, well, it actually called for a cup of mayonnaise. It seemed like a lot. Well, I tried to kind of halfway guess a cup of mayo. And of course some mustard. Gotta have your tablespoon of mustard and some dill. So it's fairly close to the mixture I use for my potato salad, except it's got bacon and you bake it in the oven. So we'll incorporate all this, combine it all, mix it all together, and there you go. That is our third potato salad, and we'll put this in a serving dish. And there you go. We are just about done making our potato salads. The only thing left to do at this point is show off the dishes. So we've got all three done. They smell great, they look great, and I'm sure they're going to taste. So here they are, the baked bacon potato salad, the Kraft potato salad, and my own homemade potato salad. Alright, all we need is a spoon and then it's time to dig in. Okay, now to recap, right off the bat, if you don't want to peel potatoes, it'd save you a lot of time. You don't necessarily have to. The Kraft potato salad is probably the quickest and simplest of everything. There's almost no prep work at all. You just pull stuff out of the fridge. Once your potatoes are cooked, you put it all together. Mine's a little more complex, but it's more like a standard potato salad. The bacon potato salad, a little different. Bacon's in it, number one. Number two, we didn't peel the potatoes. My son liked it, but the jury's kind of out on whether I like it or not. I think I like the classic potato salad. And even though I said I like the classic, half the time I don't even put hard-boiled eggs in mine. So it's all personal preference. They were all good. They were all different. And none of them lasted very long. They were gone within 2 days, completely gone. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give it a try. If you do, leave me a comment below. Let me know how it works out. Leave me a like below. That's also cool too. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and feel free to share this or any of my other videos. And as always, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.